A very critical decision lies on the horizon for Jamaica in just 2 days. In several quarters, it's being dubbed a historical decision, but the fate lies squarely on the shoulders of the country's legislators. Will lawmakers vote unanimously in favor of Jamaica acceding to the Caribbean Court of Justice, CCJ? All eyes will be on the Senate on Friday as the upper house will commence the debate on the 3 bills needed for the country to adopt the CCJ as its final appellate court. But even as the momentous vote looms, there are pockets of uncertainty. While members of the ruling People's National Party, PNP, agree that Jamaica should do away with the UK Privy Council and assent to the CCJ, the opposition Jamaica Labour Party, JLP, has refused to show their support. The opposition didn't support the 3 bills when they were being debated in the lower house. However, the government used its 2/3 majority in the lower house to pass the bills on May 12. If the government is to have similar success in the Senate, it will need the backing of an opposition senator to have the crucial 2/3 majority. Opposition leader Andrew Holness believes the country should set up its own final court. He's also calling for a referendum on the matter. Both requests the government believes are unnecessary. The 3 bills up for debate come Friday are an act to amend the Judicature Appellate Jurisdiction Act, an act to amend the Constitution of Jamaica, an act to make provisions for the implementation of the agreement establishing the CCJ. However, one group is using their collective influence to warn legislators to ignore party lines when the matter comes up in the Senate on Friday. 8 groups have joined forces calling on Jamaican lawmakers to vote in favor of the CCJ. The group includes the Jamaican Bar Association, Organization of Commonwealth Caribbean Bar Associations, National Integrity Action, and the Jamaica Civil Service Association. They argue that the CCJ is appropriately structured. The group also contends that since the CCJ is 10 years in existence, the judgments handed down have been sound and comparable to those issued by other appellate courts. Human rights group Jamaicans for Justice, JFJ, is also in agreement.
JFJ position on it is that it's a well set up entity. The means, the way the judges are chosen is excellently done. The ones who have been chosen are of very high caliber. Their judgments so far have been good, very good. The cost of going to the Privy Council in England is prohibitive for ordinary Jamaicans. We've had to rely on the charity of lawyers in England in the many cases that have gone there by people convicted, or it's the rich who can afford it. And at the same time, to set up a Jamaican, a purely Jamaican final court of appeal would be very costly, whereas going to the CCJ, which we have already financially supported, would not cost us. So there are excellent arguments, practical, financial, and in terms of the quality of the court.
Mr. Levy is urging both sides not to vote along party lines.
The opposition in the upper house should vote its conscience, should vote independently and according to the objective arguments for and against the CCJ. And I think the arguments for are far outweigh those against. So those are the things that should sway the opposition members of the upper house.